Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick video run through of this Pearson site so you can kind of see some of the functions and some of the tips that we recommend because you will be using this for some assignments and for your tests as well. So it's important to kind of know how it's working. Before we kind of get into where the assignments live, when you log in, it should look something like this. The name of your course right there. This is my Block 1 class from this term. Over on the left-hand side, one thing to note is the textbook can be accessed on this left-hand menu right here, the Pearson eText. It's also available on Google Classroom as a PDF, so you can be accessed either place, but just wanted to at least point that out. You can click there, and it'll pull up a digital version of our textbook. To get to the assignments, just go on the left-hand side again, click Assignments, and it will pull up a list of all the assignments that you have right now. The attempts that you've made on it, usually we give you kind of one attempt, but you can take your time with it. Tests are going to function a little bit differently. And then the grade book, and we do score these based on a percentage. And so typically it pays to do these and try to get them right. You get a couple of attempts at each question for the assignment. So this is this first assignment that we're asking you to do, to take a couple of days to do, because it does cover 4 chapters, which we are going to work with way more, but think of this as like a study guide for this first unit. So you're going to have some questions to answer, but you're also going to have to do some reading, and I'll show you kind of an easy way to navigate the textbook straight from the question. So to get started, click on the review guide, and it'll pull up a list. It'll tell you how many attempts for this one assignment you do have. So you have 2 per question, and you will have 32 questions to do. Note that some of them do have a couple of parts to them, and there are some math questions on there as well. So to kind of get started, you would just click on the first question, and it'll pull up a pop-up. And so if you're having trouble and it doesn't pull up a pop-up, it'll have maybe up here a little X, and it'll say something about a pop-up, and so you can click on that, and then it'll say allow pop-ups from this site. So in the pop-up here, you're going to be asked a question, multiple choice. Some of them are math questions again, and those you're going to have to actually type in an answer. They're not all going to be multiple choice, but define opportunity cost. If you are new to this course, you're probably not going to know what opportunity cost is. So a couple of ways to figure out what chapter this is from. First of all, you can see the workbook. It's kind of WK, but this 1 right here means it's from chapter 1. All right, and so the later questions, there might be a 3 or a 5 or a 12, and that'll tell you what chapter it's from. Secondly, over here in this question help, this is really nice to have. Click on that, and then click eText pages, and it'll again pull up a different pop-up of the textbook, and it pulls you to the section. So there's that pop-up blocked. If we're having trouble with this, close out on that. Say always allow pop-ups. Takes a second, but here we go. And it'll pull up in the textbook, usually within 2 to 3 pages of where the question or where the answer can actually be found. So in this, we can navigate and go through. And this one is it's a question that is a multiple choice question, but it does actually pertain to this math question. So don't ignore the math over here, because anytime you come to a math question, the things in green always show you how to do the math problem. So you'll probably have an opportunity cost math problem here, but it also talks to you just a little bit about what opportunity cost is there. It might be on the next page. Again, it usually takes you to roughly 1 or 2 pages within that. So just kind of a nice little shortcut to the textbook there. Go through, use your resources, and do your best to answer the questions. You don't have to hit save after each question, but if you are going to answer some questions and then come back to it, do click save before you're done. And that is kind of it for now. So email us if you have questions, but this should at least get you started.